And we're live. Welcome to episode 69 of the MailleWerX Chainmail live streams. And if you can't say 69 without grinning like an idiot like me, I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with you. And we're live. Whoa. Too much sound coming out of the phone space there. Share, right post. All right. I don't know if I have any 69 jokes. I may have overplayed my hand there by laughing at the episode number a bit too much. All right. Hey Claire, evening, morning, middle of the night, some point in time. What is going on? How are you? How you doing? What's it like over there in the UK? Makes me sound so international. Alright, I want this away from the light so that I don't have... You're okay? It's cold? It's freezing here. Freezing. It's like a degree outside or something, if that. We were in the negative teens earlier, and it's like, I'm done. I'm the opposite of cooked. I'm ready for warm summer sun. I just, like, the winters here are so long and so, I don't want to use the term brutal. They're just... What do you call it? They're just mean. You just unpacked a huge ring order and promptly ordered another. Your 60 drawer unit. You're on about 540 ring variations. I'm jealous. You like spring and autumn? Summer's too hot? No. Can't say that I disagree with you there. Alright. So where we're at. Where are we at here? Okay. Daughter's in bed with me. She wouldn't go to her bed, so you have a 5-year-old size hot water bottle. Dude, my kid kills me, right? Every night, wakes up in the middle of the night, comes in, crawls into our bed, and promptly lays on top of me. And she warmed the bed up. There you go. Sounds like a good job for a kid. So just go upstairs and warm my bed up for me. But yeah, I wake up in the middle of the night and I've got a 70-pound 6-year-old on top of me. And, did Barb comment? Did I not say hi to Barb? Hi Barb, if you're here. Thanks for joining us. Then he takes his legs and he digs them under my leg. And he steals all the covers. So, you know, I love my son. I do. He's a good kid. I could do without being woken up in the middle of the night, every night. You're doing an EV inlay for a personal wall piece? Nice. Is EV a weave? Is it a design? What's the skinny on that? Okay. You're debating doing an EV. Okay. You also have a kitty bouncing around? You're just, you know, got all kinds of activity going on in the middle of the night over there, don't you? It's a Pokemon. Oh, okay. Pokemon. I was never into Pokemon as a child. Whatever channel I had in the Treasure Valley, we got Digimon. We did not have Pokemon, so I was never into it until my kids started watching it, and I was like, ah, you know, this is pretty cool. Pretty cool little show. I enjoyed the movie. I don't, you know, I understand the very basic gist of what Pokemon is, so. Husband is up on his computer throwing curveballs around in a game, space game, and 3 other cats are somewhere. Hey Josh, how you doing, buddy? Okay. That means click out of there. I had my computer on all day. I wonder if Barb is suffering from what Josh went through the other night where he couldn't comment. I wonder. Okay, I just put a ring in here. Where'd it go? Anyway, I hope that's not the case. In that case, I will have to add an extra step to coming down here, and that is turning off my computer all the way. Working on cleaning up the workshop. Sweet. Always a good thing. I've got, man, hopefully this weekend, I need to make some headway in getting it cleaned up down here, because, hey Barb, there you are. You need to throw a bin bag around your room. Is that like a cleaning thing? Is that like a trash bag or a laundry bag? You put everything in the bin. I've got 1, 2, 3 projects that are taking up a bunch of space down here that once I get them cleared up, it will look a lot cleaner for a little while. You have Coke cans, packaging and stuff everywhere. So it's just like rubbish or trash or garbage, whatever. You gotta clean up. I came home and cleaned house yesterday. That was a blast. Normally I get it done on the weekend, but the way my schedule works anymore, most of my, well, okay. My last job, I was able to clean house during the week and it wasn't really an issue. With this job, right, I gotta get it done on the weekends. Or take a day where I get home early from visiting patients and then go and get the house cleaned up. Which, tomorrow should be a good day to do that. To finish my cleaning process. I got the main floor. You have a hive question? I was tempted to start buzzing right there. Just, what is your question, Barb? So, Yeah. What buzz is your question, Barb? Buzz. What do you do when you can't or don't feel like doing chainmail? Cocaine? No, I'm just kidding. If I actually did cocaine, the stream would probably be a lot livelier, and I don't think I'd have the capacity to do cocaine and then also make chainmail. I think it would make me too jittery. Let's see here. What do I do when I don't feel like making chainmail? So I have a thought process on this, right? Just like anything, you can burn out on chainmail for a while. Right, and sometimes it's not like the process of sitting and working on something. You're just bored with what you're currently working on. Surf the internet, drink and play with sharp, pointy objects. Those are all good, right? Sometimes just changing up the weave helps, right? Changing up the project sometimes helps. Because one of the things with chainmail is that you don't have to work on the same thing for forever. Oh, when you don't feel like doing chainmail but don't know why. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely change up the project. And whether that project is chainmail or not, right, is kind of irrelevant. You need something else to focus your attention on. If you are tired of making chainmail and you need a creative process. So you can definitely get burned out on making chainmail. You know, sometimes it just helps to take a day off. Walk away. I wouldn't recommend what I did, which was walk away from this project for like 15 years. You know. Definitely go back and attempt to work on that project again soon. Yeah. Go for a walk. So, what do you do when you get burned out doing anything else, you know? It's like, take a break, zone out for a little bit. I know, you don't drink, but like on the weekends, I'll take a night off. You just love your dragons and hate that you don't feel like working on them. No. It's not like you're abandoning a kid, you know. It's just a project you're working on, and take a break. Something you love about mail, there's new weaves, different ring sizes, and so much variation. If you're bored of bees, you go to pride stuff, and bored of that, you can do copper or brass. Yeah. Change up what you're working on, you know. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to make chainmail all the time. Down one, out one. Down one. Down one. Out one. Like, I do this stream, and I've done it for, well, we've had 69 episodes. And, you know, I'm not burnt out yet. I'm not tired of doing this yet. I'm actually really excited about how much work I'm getting done making myself come down here and do this, you know? So I look forward to coming down and working on this stuff right now. That may change in a month. You're having trouble motivating to anodize titanium just because you've been doing so much of it over the past year? You miss just sitting down and working on a project. Yep. So okay. I think I kind of got my angle pattern here. Down one, down one, down one over one, down one, down one, down one over one. You still have to anodize because people are paying you for it? Yeah, you know, I mean. I get it, I do. I mean, this project right here burned out on it a long time ago. You lost your mojo for a day or so. You might have seen on the Chainmail group. Just relax the hobby. It is meant to be fun, right? You get orders to do. It's still meant for fun. You have 2 to 3 week lead times. Allow to do other stuff. Good process. Yes, up your lead time. I have a lead time on a project of 1.5 years right now. This project hasn't even been started, much less finalized or really talked about. But I accepted the commission because what this guy wants, I am particularly suited for, I think. And he's a friend, so who is like, he's a big Ren Fair guy, right? So it's like any chance to dress those guys up, you know, it's like, yeah, I'll take it. It's almost free advertising. You do this to help your anxiety, not to increase it, for real, right? I mean, there are, yeah, like, I don't want to go do work on website stuff. I don't even, like, I tell you what I get burned out on, okay? I got burned out on designing stuff for my store, right? That's more tedious than just sitting here making chainmail by a lot. So I've actually taken a break from that for a while now. And I have been focusing on doing a whole bunch of other things that need to get done, and I will eventually make my way back to it. I was gonna do a St. Patrick's Day contest this year. I've got like 4 or 5 more days to decide if I'm gonna do it. And I want to do a new hooded blanket design for it, but I'm not sure if I'm ready yet. Does that make sense? Oh, my back. All right. Okay, where are we at here? If I have to, in order to get this right, I gotta take out that, a bunch of these. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. Alright, hang on. It was looking off center by a ring, and I thought I'd done screwed up, but you know, it's E6 and 1, and one side is not going to match up with the other. Don't feel guilty about putting dragons to the side. No, don't. They're just rings. They won't gate you. Hate you. You hate doing website work? Yeah. Me too. I just want it to work, and I just want people to be attracted to it all the time. You know? It's like, why haven't I made $1 million yet off my website? It's like, it, you know, probably because I do no advertising except for like this stream and my posts, which only go so far. You know, I think there's enough Ren Fair people, cosplayers, Comic-Con people. You know, for that would be interested in the stuff that I sell, you know, I think. Kind of why I started the site was so that, you know, people would be okay. These 2 rings? These 3 rings. Just gotta get the website SEO stuff done, get the Etsy SEO stuff done, which I've made 2 sales on Etsy, which I'm 3 sales now, 3 sales. Super happy about, but I haven't had the time to sit down and work on the keyword optimization, so I hope that I will get to that soon. That would be nice. You hate it too, and you like WordPress, but ugh. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is like I gotta sit down and spend a day dedicated to like just website stuff, because if I get pulled away, I'll come back and I'll be like, okay, what was I doing? What did I change last time? And I'll forget halfway through, right? Like changing prices on anything. There are over 1,000 variations of things on my store, and when I did this last Christmas sale, I made the determination that I'm never going back through and changing all the prices again, because I have to change the prices on every single variation of an item, and it's like, yeah, no, that is, it took me like 2 days. It was ridiculous. So fortunately I can do a lot of it from my phone, but when you know, all the design work and stuff has to be down here sitting at the computer. Okay, where's Frank looking? Here we go. Alright, these are, as of right here, they're lined up. Cool. Etsy listings tire you out? Yeah, me too. I just, you know, to sit down and do all the keyword research, and I only half know what I'm doing when it comes to that. But I have a friend who is apparently skilled in that department for not Etsy, but for like Google and stuff. So I'm gonna call and be like, hey, come do this thing for me. You know? So, but there's some stuff that I gotta do first before I can do that. So, just, you know, just gotta get time to do it. Computer number 2 failing and me spending an inordinate amount of time trying to fix it screwed up my timeline this week. So hopefully I had to order some new pieces for it, so hopefully they'll be here within the next week or so. But in the meantime, I'm just going to focus on getting stuff done around here. You can probably update all the prices easily in the back end database of the back end of my personal store or my Etsy store. Because the way I have it set up is once I change a price on my main store, I guess they're both my personal stores, right? Then the price is automatically updated on Etsy. Right, there's no way I'm going through and changing prices on both sites. So, and I have to do those one by one. Yeah, the main site is based on Shopify, so I don't know if I can do a bunch of price changes on there quickly. Like if there's a spreadsheet that pulls up that has all the prices that I can manipulate, I will look into that though, because that would change my mind about changing all my prices for a sale. Right? From now on, I'm just gonna post a discount. So I took one of the scrap pieces of leather from the straps of the Chainmail wine bottle holster and made my kid a little bracelet out of it. He got a kick out of that. It's like the stamped portion of the strap where I screwed up all the stamps on. It looked okay. Once it was stained, it was fine. Yeah, it's all right. I'll show you, right? There we go. So I made him a little bracelet out of a piece of this. Perfectly fit his wrist too. Just put 2 snaps on there and called it a day. But yeah, the stain, once you stain this piece, it's like all the all the bad spots just go away and it just looks great, you know? I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but I gotta finish burnishing the edge of this and then we'll put it all together and make like a roundy video where I go round and round. All right. So I got that to do. Ton of stuff. And then trying to trying to keep up with just life in general. It gets really busy, and then to have something come up and screw up all your time management really sucks. And I ordered computer parts, but I don't know if they're going to solve my problem. Right? That's the best part. Is at best I have a guess solution. Looks good. Thanks, man. Thanks, Barb. It's dyed and sealed, and I think that I should have burnished the edges before I sealed it, but I forgot to do that step. So now I'm trying to do it now, and it's kind of working. So I'm not too worried about it. But we'll get it all assembled. It's black on the inside and out, and it's sealed, so it shouldn't leave any residue on his costume. Now, oh, the other thing I gotta do, I get paid on Friday, so I gotta order him a bottle of that mead, the Strahd mead. And then his gift will be done for whatever his accomplishment was. He's like a supervisor for what do you call those guys? He's like a supervisor of the surgical techs or something. So he got an award for that. And he had asked me to make him a bottle holster a while ago. I was like, yeah, you know, sure, I can do it. I had no idea what that entailed. But for a one-off design, it's not too bad. All right. Let's catch this side up. Down to okay. Hi Vicky, how are you tonight? Vicky's over on Twitch, hanging out over there. I met her on someone else's stream tonight. That I met on an Instagram group somewhere, and they were doing little what to call them, like storybook fantasy monsters. Like she had a Kraken on there, and oh, that inside Ashley's head is your daughter. I'm assuming her name is Ashley. Yeah, she's got this cute little Kraken and a cute little what you call it, Loch Ness monster she had going on tonight before I hopped on over here. So it's nice. It's nice to meet new people. So welcome to my channel here, Vicky. We don't know what we're doing here, but we're trying as hard as we can. And sometimes we're even successful. always nice. It's always nice to have someone on Twitch come by. I have not spent enough time over there yet. Alright, let's figure this out. Okay. How's that helmet looking? This portion up here, it looks pretty good, I think. You can tell it's a Raiders, yeah. Looks great. Thank you, Vicky. Sometimes you gotta hang out, have fun, and decompress. Yes, absolutely, Barb. Especially when you're burnt out on something, you know. Like, don't continue doing it. That just prolongs the issue. Looks even to you. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah. So right here and here, or something like that. I go cross-eyed trying to find the edges on this thing. All right. So we can take this down to here, and we'll stop there. Yeah. And then we got to figure out how we're gonna get this helmet to pop out. Let me move you guys closer a little bit. Prolongs the agony. Yeah. Yeah, don't drag it out. Just take a break. You know, before... Like, okay. I've been making chainmail for 24 years. Yeah, right. But, I mean, like, not consistently. There were many times when I had long breaks in there. So, don't get me wrong, a good portion of that was spent making a lot of chainmail, but the physical toll on your body also wears you down. Being hunched over, opening and closing tiny rings for forever. All right. Two years and a few months with no breaks, almost every day for 11 years. You have calluses on your hands already? Yeah, almost 15 years. I've had those calluses before, and I've had them go away, and I've had them come back, and man. I think that the fact that I'm working for an hour and then stepping away, you're the baby newbie here, yeah. You made simple jewelry and can't imagine something this large. Vicky, I didn't imagine this to be this large when I started. The top of this helmet was about a third this size, right? Starting out. And then as we worked down on the face, certain elements got bigger in order to accommodate their detail, and because I did not plan this piece at all 10 years ago when I started it, it kind of exploded on me and came out much larger than I anticipated. So that is why you're gonna see, if you watch, you'll see me redo this whole side of the helmet. Okay, because, I mean, it's clearly wrong. And we're getting to a point where almost all the old stuff that I had tried to work on initially is been replaced with newer, better, more detailed work. And had I not succumbed to not wanting to do the pre-work that I should have done, right, I would have been finished. It would have been much smaller, and this project would not have intimidated me as much as it did, 15 years ago when I started it. So yeah, this project got way out of control, and now we're just trying to finish it. 15 years without a brake barb. Mailer's callus on both hands and your palms and on one ring and pinky finger. Yeah, I got a few of them. I mean, I have, when the steel arrives for the shirt that I'm about to do, I'm gonna have some big calluses from that. I'm fairly certain. All right, where are we at here? All right. Okay, really. Should start here. Okay. Let me mark this kind of where this helmet starts to pop out in respect to the line down the center of the helmet and the top of his brow there. All these are going to come out. I may as well just take off all the black rings on this side. Right? Come on. Where's the opening to this ring? Right. I freehanded this design. Thanks for the follow, Ashosaur91. Appreciate you being here. I freehanded a bunch of designs which were fairly simple, right? And that got it into my head that I could just freehand inlays for, ever, and I never needed to do prep work. You're having imposter syndrome here? No, you're a very experienced mailer. It's the learning curve for chainmail is like this. It's really hard, and then it levels out, kind of. And so once you get past the initial phase, you're golden, right? You don't feel imposter syndrome at all. Hi, to follow on your other account. Thanks for stopping by the art stream. Absolutely, I loved it. You got some cute little designs there. Still chainmail stuff. You feel like not experienced enough to be doing it compared. No. You're just like, there's enough gatekeepers in the world. Don't do that to yourself. I mean, you made something. You have you have more than enough experience to sell it at that point. I mean, seriously, there are enough people who will tell you that you can't do something, right? So, there's no reason you need to feel imposter syndrome. You're more than qualified to make chainmail and speak about it and sell it by all means. Alright. Now, if you were making stuff out of galvanized steel and trying to convince people that it was good quality chainmail, I might have a few concessions. about that statement, but no, you do lovely work, both of you, Barb and Claire. Yeah, okay. Anyway, like, I mean, we could sit here and remove all these black rings one by one, but it's just, this is what I get for not doing the prep work. So I hope, you know, if anyone ever does an inlay, that'll be the lesson. Do the prep work so that you can get it right the first time. I don't know how many hours we've spent undoing work, but I'm sure everyone in the audience would rather see more forward progression than... Alright, let's see if we can't get this helmet to bump out a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Verb? Or nice silver Italian chain it takes months to make. At least I know you're better than that. Yeah, that was funny. Josh, do you feel like you're a proverbial noob too? You make excellent stuff. I was just talking to the people that are having imposter syndrome. Guys, okay. You think you have imposter syndrome? I still get it too, right? We're almost 70 streams in, and I have all these old projects just lying around, and I'm just down here goofing off in order to try and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. Like, I'm not a businessman by trade. I try to do this to get more people familiar with what chainmail is and how artistic it can be, and you know, yeah, okay, sometimes I feel like a pretty big fraud too. There's so many weaves you still don't know. Oh, I don't know any of them. I struggle on stream to make this one. I've been doing this for years. Alright, this is the point, right? Yeah, perfect. I think that lines up just about perfectly for what I need to do here. It's gonna pop out 2 or 3 rings and then start to curve. I think that's all we need, but I'm not some fancy fashion designer. I'm not an expert on clothing by any stretch of the imagination, right? So yeah, but I get on here every night and I try to sell myself and my product, and regardless of how I feel about it, simply because, you know, chainmail is the greatest thing in the world. The story with the silver Italian chain, the story with the silver Italian chain, I believe, is someone posted an article that had a crappy Byzantine chain in it for a really low price, and everybody spent the day making fun of it over in one of the chainmail groups. There may be more to it than that, but you just feel odd when you're doing tutorials for weaves you discovered. Sure, I've never discovered a weave that I'm aware of. I spent a lot of time experimenting with stuff early on. I got to a point where I kind of know what works. Mail has so much variety. It does. It's tactile, it's versatile. It looks awesome in every format except for galvanized steel. You know, and if I can just prevent one person from making a shirt out of galvanized steel ever again, that was as crappy as the one I made, right? Let me clarify that. Was a guy who made a bunch of galvanized steel shirts out in Seattle for a long time, for the Seattle Knights something, right? And he polished up all his Galvi rings, and they still stunk, but the rings looked good, you know, as compared to what you usually get. It had awful closures. It was very cheap for silver. It was like one of those Tibetan silver things. We found some metal-like material, and if we shine it, we will, or if we make it shiny, we'll call it silver. You won't touch Galvi? I won't anymore. Right? I'm not going to knock the guy making the shirts up in Seattle for the Seattle Knights or whatever. His rings look good. His shirts look good, right? Because most rings that you make from galvanized steel, like, it's a beginner thing to do, which is to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a quarter mile of galvanized steel fence wire, and then to hand clip all your own rings, and all the rings come out, you know, terrible quality, and they're dull and ugly, and they smell something awful. You just like machine cut steel? It all depends on what you're doing. You made a piece of your LV variant and you're not sure you'd sell it as it's machine cut. It sucks in your opinion. You can make better product using stainless? Absolutely. I mean, it's a step above using unknown base metal, right? But not by much. Yeah, for shirts, like if you're not welding the shirt, I'm perfectly fine with using machine cut rings. For jewelry, Claire, I definitely use saw cut rings personally. Right? I have a piece of jewelry my neighbor asked for upstairs, and it's all machine cut rings, black and stainless and regular stainless steel on a bracelet. And it's not the prettiest thing, but it's what he wanted. He came down here, saw my stuff, and is like, "Can you make me one of those?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, dude. I'm not gonna sit there and fight with someone, you know, or try to convince them, you know, that what they want is wrong or flawed somehow. You know, it's just not worth my time." So I made it for him. Eventually, I'll have stacks and stacks of like Whitney's black glass titanium, and I'll use it as a currency. You only use machine cut for hauberks and for scrub pants, saw cut for everything else. Yeah, I think that's pretty standard. Once you get to a point in when you start making chainmail that you are aware that there is such a thing as saw cut rings out there, right? I think that opens your eyes to the possibilities of what you can do with chainmail, right? I've talked about this before. I don't ever want to make another ring again, right? I did so many rings for that crappy attempt at a chainmail shirt my first time around, and I'm not ready to repeat that process anytime soon. So, but yeah, I'll use some machine cut for a shirt, you know. See if we can get this curve over here right. You don't use machine cut at all? You'd love some black glass titanium? I would too. In all the sizes. Or just like, you know, a black hypoallergenic metal that will stay black for a really long time. I think is the big attraction. I remember many attempts with people trying to make blackened rings, whether it was in stainless or titanium, and I've yet to see anything better than Mr. Whitney's black glass titanium. But yeah, I'm gonna have stacks of it one day. Like if I go to make a trade with some other mailer, I'll just send them some black glass titanium rings and we'll be square. Alright, I think this... Let's go here, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, kind of looks correct. Ooh, look at the time. Yeah. I mean, I've done mistakes, especially early on. And then I've made mistakes that are like, they're beginner mistakes. You know, so the working with galvanized steel, the using machine cut rings to make jewelry, right? And by mistake, I mean, like, it's not the end of the world if you do it. It's just there are better ways. All right, have a good night, Barb. There are better ways to do it, right? Even now, right? There are people who have forgotten more about making chainmail than I will ever know, right? And that's part of the fun with chainmail. So there's a ridiculous amount of stuff that you can do with it and learn about, and I'm sure there's an end to it somewhere. But right now, and I've said this many times before. Alright, Josh, have a good one. Right now, there is more people making chainmail, using more materials, using more weaves than at any other point in history. And like, I mean, the chainmail renaissance is now. Like, it's happening right now, as we speak. All right, let's see here. I should fill that in with black before I ask you to look at it. It's kind of a start, you know? Kind of got something going on over here. We'll see. Pretty good stream for a Wednesday night. You'd never have guessed macrame would come back in fashion, but it is. Yeah, for real, right? All right, I think that's... Is that enough black to tell? I don't want to... I'll go down another ring or two. I haven't eyeballed this too much, so I don't want to do too much work and then just have to backtrack tomorrow. All right. Doesn't come out far enough. Right. Maybe I'll take these two rings out and bring it out a little bit more down here. So I think is where the big portion of the curve is before it curved around the face. So, all right, well, tell you what, we are at an hour. It's an excellent stream for a Wednesday night. If I stop, if I stop here, I could just like make this into a horn on the side of his helmet, right? There we go. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Lots more to do. But, I gotta figure out, I want to take a break from this for a little bit. So I'm gonna come up with a project, something else that is not too involved that we can do quickly. Because the theme of tonight's stream kind of ended up being burnout. You could be like Penelope in the Odyssey, undoing your weaving every night to never finish. I don't want to be that, but yeah. Have a good night, Vicky. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice to meet you. Oh, but yeah, since the theme of the stream was like burning out, on projects, and take a break from this soon. Maybe not tomorrow night, but soon. And we'll do something else for a little bit. I want to do some more with this bright aluminum I got from Chain Reactions. And then of course there's also the shirt commission that I gotta call the guy and hammer out all the details. Right. So that'll be fun. Hopefully do that this weekend, get some rings ordered. Right? Like these big chunky 12 gauge 3/8 rings, man, these are like, I want to do something with these. I don't know what yet. I gotta figure it out. We'll do it some more. Alright. Have a good night, Claire. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it. You guys rock. I will talk to you all later.